You don't say it out loud. And you often don't really believe that, but you feel it. That's your sadness talking. That's your stuckness talking. Hi, my friend, and welcome to the Bounce Back Black Woman podcast. I'm Dell, and with God's help, I've overcome some of the toughest trials in life that I could ever have imagined. Do you find yourself struggling to move beyond a heartbreak or a hardship, asking God, why me? Well, I'm here to help women just like you heal and build the resilience to overcome life's greatest trials. If you long for joy and confidence again, this podcast is for you. So grab your headphones and those hardships. Let's talk. Hey there, my friend, and welcome back to Bounce Back Black Woman. We are in part 2 of our current series that I've called Is Happiness for Everyone But Me? And in the last episode, we talked about feeling stuck in that sadness. Kind of like the world was operating in full color, but you are just seeing everything in black and white and going through the motions. And today, we're talking about what makes that feeling even worse. And that can be watching everyone else move on and move forward. You look around and see friends getting engaged, family members and friends remarrying, babies being born, businesses launching, promotions happening, trips being planned. And trust, you are getting invitations to all of it. All of the happy announcements, expecting you to come and celebrate and bring a gift and cheer them on. And it's not that you're not happy for everyone and their advances and their successes. It's that meanwhile, you are rebuilding, you are healing, and you are starting over. And it can kind of start to feel like everybody else got this restart button, but you got hold and hold and hold again. And then that question creeps in. Did I miss my moment? Is it past for me? Is it over? You don't say it out loud. And you often don't really believe that, but you feel it. That's your sadness talking. That's your stuckness talking. So here's what's happening psychologically. Comparison creates this artificial timeline of life that you never consciously agreed to. And God never agreed to. Somewhere along the way, you absorbed these thoughts. I should be married by now. I should be past this by now. I should be further along in my healing. I shouldn't still be grieving. I shouldn't still be healing. And all of those shoulds and shouldn'ts are just comparison disguised as expectation. And what we know is that expectation, when unmet, begins to turn into shame. Because if you're not where someone else is, you start believing that something is wrong with you. But I want to tell you that timelines are deeply personal, and timelines are not prescriptions. They're not often controllable. And healing has no universal expiration date. So I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about the digital amplifier. You know, social media. What social media shows you is the big proposal, the house closing, getting the keys and taking the photos, the baby shower, the smiling couple on an ocean somewhere on vacation. What social media doesn't show you are the arguments, the therapy, the tears on the pillow in the middle of the night, the doubt, the loneliness that exists inside of that marriage, or the anxiety behind someone's promotion, wondering if they'll even be able to do the job. But your brain doesn't filter for all of that. When you're scrolling on social media, all that registers is, look at them. They're thriving. She's happy. And then it quietly whispers, and I'm not. So here's the thing that actually cuts quietly: comparison to your former self. You see, you begin comparing yourself to who you used to be before the divorce, before the loss, before the betrayal, before the diagnosis. You used to feel lighter and more hopeful and more spontaneous. And now you feel slower. The weight on your heart is heavier and you become more cautious. So instead of honoring that you actually survived something hard, something meaningful, something devastating, you begin to judge yourself for not having bounced back faster. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says this: "For everything there is a season, a time for every activity under heaven." I want to tell you, my friend, that seasons are not synchronized. Your winter and someone else's summer can exist at the very same time. And neither one of them means that God forgot you. Now, we always ask this question: why does it hurt? Comparison hurts because it doesn't just make you feel behind, it makes you question your entire value or your direction or your choices. And you start wondering, did I choose wrong? Did I waste my time? Did I ruin my chance? And sometimes even, is God punishing me? But my friend, progress is not proof of worth, and speed is not proof of favor. Slower healing does not mean less healing. Now, I want to preview for a moment what's coming in the next episode, because we are going to go a little bit deeper. Because sometimes it's not only comparison like we've talked about today. Sometimes, without even realizing it, we participate in keeping ourselves stuck. And not because we're weak, but because we are protecting ourselves, protecting our hearts, protecting our own vulnerability. So in that next episode, that's entitled, "Are You Silently Self-Sabotaging?" we are going to be ruthlessly honest with each other and with ourselves. So until next time, keep trying to bounce back, my friend, and I will see you in the next episode. Well, that's it for today, my friend. I really hope this episode inspired, encouraged, or just plain comforted you. If so, please share it with a friend who might be struggling in her own healing journey. And if you take a moment to leave a quick review on Apple Podcasts, you'll help other women find encouragement through their heartbreak. Remember that God is holding your hand along this journey, and guess what? I'm holding the other. Life is short, so bounce back, Black woman.